Here we go. Boom. There we go. All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening. Another edition of Knicks Weekly presented by Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Short week this week with the orange and blue going 1-1 on the campaign. We are going to react to it with our guy, Stephon Marbury, in the building. We got a lot to talk about, man. We'll recap the week, talk about the week ahead for the New York Knicks, a Minnesota homecoming for Karl-Anthony Towns. A key member of the Knicks rotation could be on his way back quite soon. We got to talk about that, plus trades, man. We got our trade newsletter. The fans submitted some trade ideas. We're going to react to it, man. Will we do it? Will we not do it? And analyze it from a Knick perspective, man. So lock in, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be another classic edition of KFTV Live, man. Let's tap in. Starberry in the building. Let's go, man. Steph, what's good, man? How you feeling, man?
What's good, baby? I'm great. I can't complain.
Yes, sir. We in here, man.
Big brother. Yeah, we in here as always. You know what's up.
Yeah, man, absolutely. So, 1-on-1 on the campaign. You were at the Garden. I was at the Garden in a tough loss against the Atlanta Hawks, NBA Cup quarterfinals knockout. So the Knicks get knocked around, especially in that second half against that Atlanta Hawk team. And then they would bounce back yesterday with a 191 win against the Orlando Magic. So what you think about this week with those two games in tow?
I mean, it was a tale of two different sides when you watch us play against the Hawks at home and then when we played against Orlando last night. As I said earlier in the year, it's all part of the stabilization of us building our chemistry and learning who we are and the identity of who we are as a team. I like what Jalen said. He was like, if we would have did what we were supposed to do, he wouldn't have been rolling dice. So make sure you handle business the next time, opposed of feeling, going out. We would take on that old school approach, like somebody want to go knock his head off. But I mean, it's a different era, and
different era.
Our captain, he adjusted the way and responded the way how needed to be. And his response from how he came into Orlando, I could tell right away from his demeanor, his aggressiveness, his roar at the end. We haven't seen that since the playoffs. And I felt like after losing to Atlanta, seeing how the media basically charaded them and paraded them with the headlines, because the headlines in New York, the headlines are the best. You know what I'm saying? Those can mess your day up when you're getting some coffee. You don't even gotta read. You don't even gotta read what's inside. You already know what's up based upon the headline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Front page, back page. If you get the front, you already know what it is. The back is a must. The front. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But
you
at the
get
end
the
of the
front,
day,
something really popped off.
Exactly. But we responded the way how we were supposed to respond, and I think collectively, everyone from on the defensive end, you can tell that they had that playoff energy. They had that hit. Orlando was hitting at the beginning in the first half. It was 20. I mean, the first quarter it was 2020. That was a little dogfight that first quarter.
Sure.
It wasn't like no regular fight. That was like trying to establish, who was going to do what at the beginning of the game and try to finish at the end. So being able to, go in, like I said I sent out a message yesterday. I was like, this is the game that you want to watch. That team, they have not lost at home. So going into their arena, beating them on their court when they haven't lost, it doesn't matter who's out. Their best players are out. That don't count. They've been winning without those guys on the court. So there's no we're supposed to beat nobody after we lost to Detroit, because everyone said we were supposed to beat Detroit. There's no supposed to be, against no one in the NBA.
Yeah, that's a fair point. And on the Brunson side, especially in that Orlando performance, what did you used to call it? That scorer's bounce, that shooter's bounce that he had right from the jump.
He had the pep in his step, and you can tell he had height on his jump shot. He had legs, he had springs. He didn't get tired. Normally, you can tell when some of his shots go short, but he still had that same momentum going to the basket. When he was going to the basket, he was able to still change directions. Because when he's changing directions, he's so quick with those first two steps, and then those last two pivot steps. You don't know if he's going left or right.
Mm.
So all of those moves were really crisp. He was coming off a pick and roll super hard. So watching how he was coming off a pick and roll, shooting his jump shot, he had a nice bounce in his game last night.
Yeah, no question. Always does, even after coming off of a tough night, because Dyson Daniels kind of ate him up in that Hawks game. So you always see Brunson bounce back and just, like you said, have that bounce in the next game, man, and just try to recover.
It's the lead, man. It's not it's a lead of guys on any night. You got to bring it. And there's no one cares. Like my man said, the bully don't care if you didn't train. The bully don't. The next team don't care if you didn't play well or if you played well, because they got you on the schedule just like you got them on the schedule.
Yeah. Al, how'd you reflect on the week, man?
Disappointing, obviously, to lose to the Hawks, but the way that they bounced back against the Orlando Magic and just grind that one out, you like to see that, especially as Steph already mentioned, as you try to watch this team be more cohesive and just understand how to, play with one another, right? And it's a journey. That's the whole point of the 82-game season. It's, even though they don't get a lot of practice, they do get practice during these regular season games. So you want to see how they're able to bounce back, what they're able to learn from all these games. Each game is going to be a different chapter for them. And so what they take away from that chapter is going to be very important. So I like that they were able to grind out a gritty win against a tough Orlando Magic defense, just because, look, they don't have Powell out there. They don't have Franz, but that team threw everything and the kitchen sink and then some at them. And you saw how they were just the aggressors. They tried to get under everybody's skin. And so for the fact that this Knicks team was able to stay calm, cool, and collected to execute, especially Brunson down the stretch, that's what you love to see. But I got a question for Steph, because Steph, what I hear fans talking about it's just the Magic, they didn't have their top two guns. But how important is it to watch a team just grind this one out, especially during the regular season?
I mean, when fans make these comments, right, they're making comments off of the basis of them not having two of their best players. But though that same team can still beat us. So if they still can get on the court and they still can beat us, it doesn't matter if they got those guys or not. Because you can have your best players sitting down and still beat a good team. Because this creates an opportunity for someone that's sitting on the bench with that crazy itch, burning desire to play, trying to get a bag too. And then they come on and then they play so that they can stay. You know what I'm saying? So the NBA is not a league of, because those guys didn't play, those are considered as automatic W's. No, the chances are slimmer, but they still can win, right? It's a game. It's not a series. So when I hear fans saying that, I don't want people to think when Jalen is not playing, we not gonna win. If you got that mentality, you off. You got to still believe that we still got our systematic structure that will allow us to go on the basketball court and compete against anyone, because we can defend, we can get stops when we need to get stops, and we can execute on the offensive end to give ourselves a chance to get a great shot every time down the court.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I think the way I look at this week, the Hawks loss was definitely disappointing when you look at the fact that this is the second loss to this Atlanta Hawks team this year. They only got one game left, so that season series is already done. So
but honestly, just look at how we came out. I looked at how we came out completely flat. If we came out the way how we played last night against the Hawks, we beat their butt.
Yeah.
We beat them good. But we came out with no energy, right? They outworked us. They got all of the 50-50 balls.
22 offensive rebounds.
And not come on, 22 offensive rebounds. You don't need no one to tell you what happened. You can
Yeah.
literally feel it and see it every time they get an offensive rebound. But the thing that was also hurting us was we would get a turnover, then they would score, then right, we get a turnover, then they would shoot, then get an offensive rebound,
Yeah.
then score, right? And 9, 8, the way I was looking right now is 60% of the shots are 3-point shots. So those are kickouts. So those are long balls that we're not getting. So now when we get sucked back in to try to go get the rebound after we didn't get the rebound, now the ball gets kicked out, and now you get 3-point shots.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we didn't do our work at the beginning like we did against Orlando.
Yeah, did not at all. But as you both said, I agree with it because I feel like this week was about their resiliency. Because after that Hawks loss, there was a lot of chirping in the back pages. What are they made of? Where's their grit? Where's their metal? So the fact that they let the Hawks kind of bully them, especially that second half, you had the dice game incident. There's a lot of question marks. Where's this team's heart? Where's your grit? So I like that Orlando, who's another intimidator, bully, they were able to meet that challenge head on. Jalen led the way. And how about Karl Anthony Towns, man? A 22-22 game, leading the league in rebounds, 24.8 points per game, 13th in points. All-star, 52% from the field, man.
Should be starting like him and JB. I mean, the push for it, but check it. I said at the beginning of the year when we got him, I said 25 and 10, those numbers right there for us, that was an echo, that loud word of 25 and 10, it echoed. And it echoed all through because it literally makes sense for him because he's capable of doing it. And being that he has the capability to do it, now he's in a place and in a space where he's going to be held accountable to do that because we know that he can do it. So he has to come with the mindset. So people saying that, oh, he was a boy then, now he's a man now. I mean, you evolve as your career goes on. You grow mentally, you grow physically, you start to understand the game completely different from what you understood a year before. Playing with different players, different. He played with Ant, now he plays with Jalen. Two different mentalities, two different demeanors on the court. You know, as far as verbally, physically, everything is completely different, but still two dogs. But now he's able to like fulfill his role and play his role, and that's his space and his spot where he can really do damage.
Absolutely. And like when you look at, and I think that's the other thing too. It's like he's in a different environment. He's in a different like system that caters to what he wants to do. And I mean, you know, he was never truly thrilled when Gobert got to Minnesota, not because he has anything against Gobert, but because he wanted to play the center position. And so now that he's back at playing the center position, you're starting to see that, oh, this is what he naturally wants to play. You see how he's able to expose those matchups, whether it be against anybody in this league. I mean, whether it's driving from the top of the key, knocking down threes, just working the post.
Yeah.
That's the position that he wants to play, and you're seeing him thrive in that role, which is fantastic for him. And to work with somebody, you know, working with Ant-Man, that's a guy who's looking for his own shot most of the time. He's not a pick and roll guy like Brunson. And so to have somebody now that you get to run the pick and roll with, after guys that the guards that we can go down his names, probably like up until like, I know he played with D'Lo, that's one of his boys, but you know, I think he's playing with the best point guard he's ever had right now, which is Brunson. And before that was probably Connolly. But now you're got a guy who's in top 5 MVP considerations last year, and now you're seeing what he's capable of doing in a new system, pick and roll with a good point guard who not only do you have to like honor his facilitating, but you also have to honor his lethal scoring. So it just opens up his game too.
100%.
Yeah, true indeed.
100%.
True indeed, man. So, hey, it's so interesting because, you know, with all the moaning and groaning about this team and the defense and the bench and this, that, and the third, look, this team is still third in the East right now. They 16-10. You beat Orlando yesterday. You 2 up on the season series. One more, you beat them in the season series. You own that tiebreaker. While this team is still getting it together, it's only the first quarter of the season. So,
exactly,
you know, a lot of people don't want to hear that give it time. But this team is all right now. And they have time to get even better as the season progresses, as they gain more chemistry, and hopefully as they get healthy. Because I think a lot of fans, yes, based on the expectations and all the moves that they made, we've wanted to see this team be that championship contender from day one. But for some teams, it comes later. Some teams it come earlier. You know, for Cleveland right now, it's come earlier. But look at the Pacers last year. They came together late. Look at Miami the year before that. It came together late. They took that all the way to the finals. So I think we got to have that wait and see approach. Hope that they healthy and see how this thing comes together.
I mean, y'all get.
No, go ahead, Steph. Go ahead.
You look at our team, right, and you have to literally, you know, respect and understand that it always comes down to what we spoke about last year. It's 3 seasons in basketball. It's the regular season, it's the playoffs, and then there's the finals. And this is preparatory work towards getting ready for the playoffs, right? You want to peak towards that time. I wasn't expecting us to come into the season and play like how Cleveland is playing. Those guys have something that you can't pay for, and that's chemistry. They've been playing with each other. They understand each other. They know when each other is going to cut. They know when someone is hot. They know all the little things. Yeah. They understand those things, and those intricate details are the most important things because that's something that you don't have to pay attention to. When you don't have to pay attention to detail, you're just playing basketball. You're just hooping. You're not thinking when you're on the court playing with guys that already know what it is that you're going to do, opposed to Cat and Jalen and Josh, all of them trying to figure out when he's going to pop, when he's going to dive. Like, when you get in the game, that's when that matures. You could do it in practice. Yeah, you could do it in practice and work on it and train and do all of the things that you need to do. But at the end of the day, if you ain't doing it in the games, you're not going to be able to really feel that real intensity until it happens in the real moment.
Al, we were talking about the MVP ladder yesterday. People asking where you put Karl Anthony Towns. NBA.com. This is Sean Powell. He's got him in number 5. We said top 5. He's got him in number 5.
That's exactly where I got him in.
Jokic, Giannis, SGA. I might put Giannis up there ahead of Jokic right now, man. But he's got Tatum at 4, Towns at 5.
Who's number 2 right now?
Giannis. He got Giannis at 2.
So I just want to. Who's number 1?
Jokic. You got Jokic at 1.
I feel like you got to put Jokic down at 3 right now. You got to put SGA at 2, in my opinion. That Thunder team is killing right now, my man.
Number 1 in the West. You got to put some respect on their name, man.
But yeah, Cat's going to be top. I think, Cat should be top 5. I think it's going to be tough for him to win just because the depth of talent on this team, man. It's between him, Brunson, I feel like, on this team. And then you look at Bridges, you look at Hart, you look at OG. It's just a stacked top 5 where if you look at even the Bucks, right? Dame is not playing like what we're so accustomed to Dame doing. So Giannis is stepping up and being that catalyst that we've seen from him for so many years. Jokic, obviously Jamal Murray is not playing like that. Aaron Gordon was missing time. You know, MPJ can be a little streaky depending part of the season. So you know what you're expecting out of him. SGA, I mean, they got a lot of talent, but Chet's injured right now, so they're really relying on him and Jalen Williams to do a lot of that offensive lifting. And it's usually SGA. But when you look at what Cat has to deal with, man, it's not like it's him by himself. But he definitely deserves to be top 5 because, look, we talked about it last night, man. The gravity that he brings offensively, he just wears out opponents. And so if you have to guard Cat, who's especially this season dominating in the paint, back to the basket and just making you work to then go play offense after you just had to exhaust yourself trying to stop that guy, especially when he's attracting double, triple teams. Like, that's a lot of work, man, then to go to the other side. So, and we saw what it was like when we didn't have him against Detroit. He's just been playing on a whole other level, man. I mean, a 2020 performance last night, dominant so far to start the season, and it's the best start to a season he's ever had.
I'm not surprised.
In the league.
I'm not surprised. I mean, like I said, man, you come to New York, you don't have no choice. you literally don't have no choice. This is
That's
not like
fact.
a place where you come in, you be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna adjust and I'm gonna get used to it. Before you come in, when you get traded, the first thing that go through your mind is like, oh, I already know how New York is. You don't. He never
Yeah,
even been here. He already know how it is
already
just
know.
from him coming as a visitor. So him coming here the way how he came, it tells me that his mind frame was straight up what it's been. It's been about business and it's been about handling what he need to handle on the basketball court night in, night out. I mean, there's some things that we are going to continue to say that we want him to do, but we need to focus on all of what he is doing, right? Because all of what he is doing is he has our team. We're in the third place right now in the East, and we're not playing our style basketball where we're playing consistent basketball every quarter. When you play consistent every quarter and you lose, you can deal with those L's. If you come out like how we came out against Atlanta, you play like that, and then you almost get in a game and you almost win, you always gonna go back to the first quarter. But if we play like how we played against Orlando and we go all the way down to the end, we're gonna be mad and frustrated, but we could deal with that. We can't deal with the Atlanta joint and the Pistons joint. We can't deal with those. Those right there keep you up. Like
Yeah,
what happened? What's going on?
yeah, but see, I think that's part of the issue with this team where we're just not clear. Like, who are they? Right? They go into Denver.
Yeah.
They go into Denver. They destroyed them in
Smash.
Denver. But then the next night you lose to a Detroit. Maybe not the next night, but you get what I'm saying. You lose to a Detroit.
Yeah.
Right? You got Charlotte. They taking you to the wire. Next game you come out gangbusters. Like, they just haven't found that consistency yet to rip off a couple here and there. Yeah, you're gonna lose games, but they just haven't found their footing, and that's where the frustration lies.
Like, lose the right way. If you're gonna lose, don't lose like don't lose like how we lost against Atlanta.
Right.
Because we can poke holes in that. You can
Right.
say 22 rebounds. You can literally look at the stat sheet like, this is why we lost. Do you guys really want to watch the film? Let me just get all 22 clips of you guys getting your ass outworked, getting your butt kicked. Look how he just pushed you. So next time you play against them, you already know what that's supposed to be, right? Like I said, when our defense and our intensity is the way how it was at the start of the game against Orlando last night, you can really use Orlando as a reference because that game they haven't lost there this season. So when a team when they don't lose inside that arena, you going into a place where they already got a momentum and a confidence and a swag and the fans is hyped. They want to go to New York. It's a bunch of different things. And you go in there and you play the way how you play. You show me that you can do this. It's just figuring out how do we lock in for all of us to find this consistency right here and stay here so we can live here.
It's a good point. Shout out to Lord Stephen Stone, our franchise channel member, sends a comment, says, good to see Starberry in the building, man. Shout out to Lord Stephen Stone.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Al. Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was going to say is like that you guys have touched on. I mean, that's the frustrating part. It's the inconsistency, and it's the inconsistency on the defensive end and what the identity of this team is. You know, the conversations that, oh, it's a finesse team, or like this team doesn't have the same grit as it had last year, or this team won't compete like it did last year, where, you know, it could be tight. It won't always be pretty, but you know, at least they're going to be competitive and stay in these games. And so while we're still looking for what that identity is, it's frustrating because this team was also like gassed up after all the trades were made, you know? And so like, it's whether or not you want to listen to everybody in the media, whether it be ESPN and so forth, when you get that much smoke, you start to buy into it, be like, oh, we're going to be gangbusters. And everyone's saying, oh, this team's going to compete with Boston. So then you start thinking, like, you're just already rolling ahead to be like, oh, we're going to be there. And then when you start to see things unfold and chapters start to, like, each and every single game, it's tough to, like, it's a tough pill to swallow. But the one thing I really just need to see is a defensive consistency. And that's the big thing for me. Offensively, we know this team can just roll. I mean, they're rolling, and they have only played 25 games together in the best offense in the league. That only just says a lot. But defensively, it's got to step up.
But look at conversation though. In past, people talked about the only the defense was so good, and oh, Tibbs this with the offense, and this with the offense, and this with the offense. And only defense, and everything is defense, and we can't only do defense, and we can't da da da. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now think about it. That's years past, but people got short-term memory from how they thought and what they were thinking during those times.
True.
And now here we are. We're juggernaut on the offensive end because of pieces, right? So with the pieces that we added with a guy like Bridges who can knock down, his mid-range is nasty, believe it or not. His mid-range,
for sure.
I feel like his mid-range way better than his three-ball, to be honest. I feel like if he shot more twos, he'll average more points. But that's for another topic in conversation. But now we have an opportunity to have true balance in New York, where we have Pat Riley style mentality, defense, not there yet, but that type of coach from that lineage, that cloth, where we can have that type of grit and grind on the defense. Because when we lock up, we make people miss, but we make them get 24-second shot clocks. That's hard to do in the NBA because you got to play the whole possession out to do that. You got what I'm saying? And we have the ability to do that in long periods of stretches. If you look at our defensive rotations, because our rotations, we're never really like 3 steps off, because you're gonna get beat. You can't contest, and you really can't run them off the 3-point line. We like a step and a half away from our rotation, which is great shell drill practicing. These are all of the things, but now we get the ball on offense on both sides of the court, and then we get into a pick and roll. Teams do not want to play defense that long.
CBF franchise, Alex Rotaro, special guest Stephon Marbury is in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring tonight's show. Go to manscaped.com, use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Get your holiday gifts. If you guys want to talk to Steph, man, you can hit us up on the KFTV Discord. Hit us up on the Discord. Join the Discord ASAP. If you guys want to talk to Starberry, man, let's do that, man. We're the only show out that does this type of stuff. We got Stephon Marbury in here, NBA All-Star, NBA Hall of Famer. You got a chance to talk to Steph. No other show is doing this, all right? No other show is doing this, man. We just going to put a not-so-shameless plug out there on what we do on a night-to-night basis on the #1 show for the fans, by the fans. But anyway, I digress.
Got a Knick legend in here.
Yeah, come on, man.
The Knick legend.
Now, on the Mikal Bridges topic, Steph, as you mentioned, in the month of December, Mikal Bridges, 22 points per game, 3 dimes, 42% from 3, 56 from the field, 67% true shooting percentage, and a plus 94 on the month. Offensively, he's been great. Defensively is what me and you have been talking about since he got here, of what you wanted to see improvements-wise. What did you see this week? Did you notice anything in terms of Mikal Bridges defensively?
I mean, this is the thing, and I felt like as a guy who they say is a 3D player, right? I feel like he has to study his opponents a little bit better, because, and I refer back to the Tatum when he played against Tatum in the first game, which I believe in the second half. The way how he came out in the second half, I think that got him into a continuance of playing well throughout the season. He didn't stop. Okay, but defensively, if you look at his breakdowns, when he gets up on pick and roll, our defense is super solid. Deuce on the ball on pick and rolls, he gets over the pick and roll. It's very hard to get a clean pick on him. But Bridges, I feel like if he's not going to use his length, where he's going to be able to get through screens, he has to be able to at least get the player a little bit further out, where he could put pressure on the ball and then go underneath the pick and roll and then fight over. Because when he gets picked on pick and roll, because he's on the ball and he's guarding the best player, you're going to get picked. It's automatic. You're going to get picked. So you already know that. Do your work early. Get up on the ball. You know what I'm saying? So you can ride up. When he plays aggressive and he plays on the defensive end, when he plays with that high energy, he gets turnovers, he gets deflections. When they played in the Pacers, I told you this. I said, yo, look at the play right here. When he got up on the basketball, and then he got a deflection, then he got a steal. He's a big key to our defense.
Yeah, 100%.
So when he's with that, when he's in his mind like that, but he gets tired too. because he's guarding all of the best players. So, now he knows for next year. He got to be stronger. He got to do more cardio. He got to do different things to make sure that he could really step his game up, because he could be top one, top two all defensive team because his length. He can test shots. He doesn't give up on plays. He stays in the play. So I really like him as a player, and I feel like he's getting better. He's getting better with us.
Yeah, seems to definitely be getting into a groove. How about you, man? Mikal Bridges as of late. What do you think, man?
I like the game that he had against Orlando. I thought that was the best to what Steph was talking about, where you see him fighting over screens and getting up into players' grills. That was like the first, I think, game where I could say both sides of the ball that he played the best. And offensively, Steph talked about it too. His mid-range game is just so lethal.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just the quickness, the speed, the turnaround. Like you have no idea what he's gonna do.
It's hard to stop that fade.
1,000%, and it's just so funny to see, like, that's his like go-to shot. It's the most difficult shot, and yet it's his go-to shot, and he knocks it down.
Crazy. That corner one he got, it's crazy.
Absolutely. But I like what Mikal Bridges is doing, man. You just want to see, like, it's one thing to do it against, and I hate doing this, but it's like it's one thing to do it against the Magic, but I want to see it against like those top teams, because that's where Boston. You got like exactly Boston. Houston. We got to see Houston. You got OKC twice next month. This is like these are the games that you want to see him do it against.
That's what we want to see. That I want to see it then. That's what I want to see it, so I can talk about it.
Yeah,
exactly.
They be getting at me when they be like, yo, you real quiet today, yo. Because I already pledged my allegiance, right? And they like, yeah, you real quiet over there. I heard you was yapping out of the cheese shop, all that. Right? And like, yo, you bad quiet, son. I ain't hear nothing out of you when you lost to Detroit.
Yeah, that was a tough one.
Yeah, man. Mikal Bridges, man, 46% from the corners, 53 from all mid-range. That's in the 90th percentile.
53 from all mid-range.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Short mid, he's at 56%. Short mid, shooting 56%. Man. Yeah. 57% effective field goal percentage in the 67 and 77% at the rim. I mean, even though you don't get that many attempts from him at the rim, 77% at the rim, man. So
he's cutting at a high rate.
He's cutting very well. He is cutting very well. So good job by Mikal Bridges there. What do you guys think? We're 2 months away from the trade deadline. Everybody's kind of throwing stuff out there. What's the Knicks gonna do? What is the biggest need from the defensive standpoint if you're looking at the trade deadline? Is it in the backcourt, front court? What do you think, man?
I mean, when I look at the front court, I look at it like this. It won't hurt to have an addition to our team, somebody added to our team. That I like to have players if they get traded or you bring somebody to the team that's an addition, when you bring them to the team, they don't hurt you, they only help you. So if they come in the game, they're not going to make no mistakes where they're going to bring you into a negative space. They're going to literally stay there, or they're going to help elevate the team and bring you up. Like guys like Dolan. I heard you talking about Dolan. That just smart, knows how to play, you know what I'm saying? Knows when to foul, know when to let somebody score, not gonna give up an and one. Just rational thinking when you're watching them play. You like these guys making logical decisions on the court based upon you can say, I know why you did that. Not guys on the court when something happened, they don't even know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Picking guys that think with both sides of their brains, that understand how to make a pass, to make a shot. You know what I'm saying? It won't harm you. So if we can add an addition, cool. But as of right now, I don't see anyone hurting. I don't see anyone like in a space where they're not trying to go out and play at the highest level for us. We're still just getting to the point where we're learning about each other, and our chemistry is it's formulating and it's gelling, it's getting stronger. That's my take.
Yep.
You can always add. If you're gonna get a superstar, there's nothing you can do about that. That's when it becomes a business. But where we are right now, me personally, you can always get better. Okay, it's the NBA. Everybody wants to be. It's not everybody wants to be better, but not everybody's paying and playing to be better. It's
Yeah.
only probably like
Mm.
8, 9 teams that's really trying to win the championship, and not everybody in the NBA is trying to win the championship.
It's
You
fair.
feel me? So we want to win the championship, and right now I'm just looking at our team. I feel like I want to give us more of a chance.
Al, what do you think, man? Biggest need? Where's the area of the biggest need, especially defensively?
7-foot center. I feel like we need a backup center, man, just for like
Yeah.
defensive purposes. If we're gonna make a move, I just like to give Cat a little bit more relief, and I just want to see us get back on that offensive board grind, get us good defensive boards, and just be a deterrent at the rim. Like Cat, I think like there's moments they shows he's good defensively. We know that's not necessarily his forte, but I think you just got to shore up that part. And even even though he's going to play the 5 primarily, you want some instances where he can play the 4, and you can have that twin tower effect, and then really make opponents work. And you're just like, oh my God, 2 7-footers. It's like what the Cavs are doing. You see Evan Mobley, Jared Allen out there. You got to think twice. Even with the Utah Jazz, they're not necessarily the best team, but you see Markkanen, you see Kessler out there, and you just think twice because you got some height out there. And so I'd like to see that. So getting a center, I feel like, is just important. Also, just for what Tibbs likes to do. He likes to have a rim protector. He's, I keep saying it. This is a guy, as a coach, has always had teams in the top 10 come to rebounding. We're not that this season right now. And so I feel like just like getting another center should be like the priority. You don't got to break the bank. You got to do any stuff of that nature, but finding somebody that can just add depth and give Cat a little bit of a break.
Yeah, I gotta go with right now the rebounding just ain't where it needs to be, man. No rebounds, no rings. So I gotta go with the back up 4, 5. Is it a 3-4 tweener? Another 3-4 tweener? Another 5?
Let me ask you guys something.
Yeah.
When you guys, okay, because Robinson, when I look at Robinson, I look at him as a guy, as an old school style body. He's not the traditional big in today's modern game because he's just not that. But I do think that there's a place for him in the NBA, but I think he has to now identify that because if you look at the game last year, you look at the game this year, he hasn't played this year. The game last year and the game this year is not the same game. The 3-pointers is way, way more than last year. It's not even close. And and if you can look at it statistically, you can look it up now. And I'm sure I'm off, but it's probably 100 more threes shot. Probably more, a little bit more. So when you look at a guy like that, for our team, if he's not gonna be the enforcer for our team, like he gotta come into our team and establish that, well, not come into to come back and be that enforcer for the team where when he comes on the court, Cat can really take a blow and then it's basically like 4-round-1, setting crazy picks, diving, shooters, corners, lifting, making them make decisions, and he's dunking and basically protecting the paint and grabbing every rebound. Like if he's doing that, you can play him and Cat for a little bit of time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can play them for a little bit of time because Cat is used to playing with a big. But I like Cat on the court without a big, me personally, because I feel like it keeps the court completely spaced because he can shoot, he can drive, but more importantly, he really can put the basketball on the floor and get all the way to the rim. So, and he can make a pass. So when he's in triple threat, he really could do 3 things on the back with the basketball. That makes him pretty hard to guard. Makes it difficult to defend us on the offensive end.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm looking at Mitch right now at this stage of the game as a specialist. Come in, grab the boards, play some defense, because at the end of the day, they want this 5 that they have right now. But you need Mitch to come in there. You need him to bang, get physical, grab the boards, get some offensive rebounds if you can. I mean, like we've been saying, we're not used to seeing this Knicks team in the bottom quadrant of the league in rebounds, man. That's their calling card. You know, Cat and Hart can only do but so much. OG's he's a decent rebounder, not a strong.
But you gotta
one.
be, to all fairness, we are, but we gave up stuff to get something.
Sure.
We gave up the offense. We gave up offensive rebound. When you give up Hartenstein, you don't bring him back.
Right.
You
That's
can
a
get
big loss.
14, 15.
Yeah,
You can't. You take off 14, 15. You taking off 7 a night. Offensive rebound is not 7. It's like 10.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's 10, 11. That's just, you know what I'm saying, off of just GP. Because if you're getting that every night on the average, you already know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying, on really good nights. So we don't have him. We don't, and then Robinson is not here.
Yeah.
So if you got Robinson, you got him, and then you add somebody else with OG, that's a big ass crew.
Yeah.
That's not conventional in the NBA right now, because dudes now are like lean, long, and 3-point shooting machines.
Yeah, and that's really the power forward position too. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like the power forward position has completely changed from what it used to be.
It's not the same.
But like, Steph, to your point though, it's like that's kind of like I say center, but it's really that's what I'm asking for Mitch to do when he comes back. Like, I would like to see that.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
He's the guy. I'm not saying he's a silver bullet, but he would fix a lot of the issues that we have right now, especially if you want to expel Cat for a little bit and be like, all right, we don't need a little bit of offense right now. Let's get some stops. Let's focus on getting some stops because of McBride, OG, Hart, Bridges, Mitch out there.
He gotta know that though. Like literally, he gotta know. Like, yo, when I come back, this is my job right here.
Yeah.
Period. Like, I'm scanning. I'm watching.
Yeah.
I'm not coming here trying to step out and shoot threes. I'm not doing that. That's not what was happening. It's 4 round ones. Set a solid pick for Jalen. If they double, they go under. He popping it. If they trap, he moving it, and I'm diving. I should be getting a dunk. Easy. Or the ball should be getting skipped for a corner 3-point shot. It should be real simple. It should not be hard when he come in the game.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, if we know what we can do at our best when we're playing our best. We've seen it and we watched it. So it's easy for him to watch the game and be like, I know what I could do to help the team. It's not hard. It's not like he's like, oh man, I got to do so much stuff. We're not a bad team. We're just not as good as we were in areas where we were good at last year.
Right. True indeed. And it's not, like you said, Al, it's not about silver bullet. Like you got the naysayer fans like, oh man, y'all preying on Mitch, man. That's a downfall. Nobody by themselves is a silver bullet. It's about the cog. No. It's about the cog for the whole part. Like when they got Josh Hart, it wasn't about just him just saving the team. No, but at that time, they needed somebody to rebound. They needed more versatility at the wing. They needed somebody to play defense. He came in there. They took it up a notch. They go get OG. You needed more wing defense. You needed a real wing, a real two-way player, a real 3-and-D threat. They brought him in there. It took the team up a notch. Like, everybody's just a cog for the whole part, the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what a healthy Mitch can do. Now they just got to wait and see. Now that's the tough part.
And this is the thing. And this is where I am right now because he's been out for however long he's been out. Don't come back until you are 100% and you're healthy and you feel good and you can run as hard as you can. And after you don't feel no pain and you need to do that. I'm sure they're doing that, but because I don't want him to feel like he was pressured because there is no pressure for him to come back. We want you to come back. As in we pressuring like, yo, we can't be, we need you, da-da-da. But we don't need you, like, if you don't come back, we're not going to make the playoffs. Yeah. Like, get healthy. Get healthy so when you come back, you know what I'm saying? Because what happens is, you got to remember, the gun is shot. Everybody's at the start of the marathon. Boom, it goes off. Some guys don't start. So now you got guys that are still at the start line and they're healing and getting healthy while everybody took off running. So these guys come back, they got to try to get on pace playing with guys that have already been playing super fast, and then they get hurt again.
Yeah, it's true.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's like I think about that and worry about that, especially with the big guys.
Well, in terms of the rotation, Al, one person who could be coming back now, he don't play center. He might not contribute much to the defense, but somebody that you could add to the rotation and log some minutes, which I also think is going to be key as his team continues to tread through the season. That's Landry Shamet, man. Separated his shoulder in the preseason, made his Westchester Knicks debut tonight. They showed a couple of highlights out there on Twitter. He knocked down a couple of threes. That's his job as a specialist. What do you think, man? Think Landry Shamet could be on the way back, man?
Well, it's always nice that you get to play these highlights at the Westchester Knicks Arena because that's where I graduated high school.
That's your spot, man. That's your crib.
So
that's
nice
your crib,
that,
man. Yeah.
Hey, I remember, fun fact, I remember going to those games because you get $50 to sit courtside and you get a carbon station up at the arena, like all this type of stuff. You get treated like a king. But Shamet, man, look, if I feel like he's just going to add to the 3-point shooting. He had a nice outing in the preseason for the Knicks. So
yeah, he looked good.
Nice to get him back just to add more depth. You're looking for that too. I don't really see him getting as much as consistent minutes as like guys like Deuce or even Campaign, just because I think you're still going to need defense on this team. He's never been known as a defender.
Yeah.
You hope that he just competes when he's out there, but I could see him being like that specialist where it's like, okay, we're in a game where we just need some threes. We need somebody to put up shots, just try to attack in some manner. That's where I see Shamet coming in. Like, I don't but the other thing is too is that I just don't see Tibbs deviating too far from relying on the starting five. Like, he's going to play those guys majority of the minutes no matter what, just because, one, that's what they're paid to do.
Yeah.
And that's what Tibbs likes to do. And honestly, they're really good offensively when they're out there. And you don't want to, like, just lean off the gas. And you want those guys to really continue to learn how to play together, especially on the defensive side.
Yeah, true indeed, man. Got it, Seth.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, anybody that comes to the team that is gonna bring something that we need, and that's shooting, that allows, if he can shoot and he can defend, you get an opportunity to play. You know what I'm saying? And the dude last year in the playoffs showed that. He stayed ready. What's my man's name? I think number 18 last year.
Burks.
Big
money.
He came in. He stayed ready.
He did.
He stayed ready.
Yeah.
He was the ultimate pro.
That's right.
The consummate pro, right? As my man Freaky Fred would say, he was the consummate pro. He came in and did what he was supposed to do, knocking down shots, making plays. And this kid, look, when the team is winning, the energy is positive, right? Guys is working hard, like, yo, it's opportunities for a variety of different people who really want it. Because one thing I know about Tibbs, what I'm saying, if you doing what you're supposed to do and you get out on the court, you can defend and you can make plays and knock down the shot, the man is going to give you that opportunity. It ain't you ain't getting no opportunity. You're going to get it. Now, how you play in that opportunity will be measured and it will be viewed by professionals. And professionals will be able to see and say, this person deserves more of an opportunity to be able to see what it is that they can do. And now, for everybody who's playing, look at Deuce. I mean, Deuce was they were screaming when Deuce was touching the ball, screaming Deuce before, and it was going down.
Crazy in Orlando, yeah.
It's crazy. So hearing people like Deuce speak to the next guys that are coming, it's a positive message that's being spread. So
true.
This kid coming back, he's playing in Westchester. That's good. They got a place that they could go to the G League. It's way better than sitting on the bench not doing nothing because you ain't practicing right now.
Yeah. True indeed, man. CP the franchise, Alex Charles, Stephon Marbury in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit that thumbs up button for you boys. All right, we're going to get into these fan trade ideas, man. The trade deadline is coming up this February, coming up soon. So on Fanspo, the fans submitted a couple of trade ideas. And shout out to our guy, KFTV Jalen, man. He put it in yesterday's KFTV newsletter. If you guys are not subscribers of the newsletter just yet, go ahead and subscribe, man. We got some great articles there in the newsletter. And also notifies you when we have shows like tonight with Steph joining us, or we have special guests coming on the show. So the newsletter is very important to stay up to date stay up to speed with what we're doing at KFTV in the event that you're not getting your notifications on social media and things of that nature. You can't always rely on the machine to give you your information. You got to tap in via email, via text, making sure you tap in, man. You know what I'm saying? All right.
And KFTV Jill wanted to make sure that he wants to know that he got from Fanspo.
Yeah, these were his
recommended trade ideas. He wanted to make sure he put that note out there.
Right. These were not his ideas. Now, the thing is with the Knicks right now in this situation, financially, they're a little bit strapped. They're about $500,000 below the second apron. They don't want to reach that second apron or else it's going to be held to pay in the future. Draft capital, is very limited based on the Mikal Bridges and Karl-Anthony Towns trades. Can't trade back-to-back first-round picks. So the 2026 one is out of the question unless they're able to acquire one. So those are just some of the parameters that we're dealing with here. Okay. All right. Here's one of the first Fanspo ideas that came in from a fan. Knicks getting Herb Jones from the Pelicans and Jeremiah Robinson Earl plus a 2026 first for Mitch, Precious, the Washington protected first, Al, another 2026 first, a 2025 second, and a 2027 second.
Too much going on.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot of moving pieces. A lot of moving pieces. A lot of if they do this, a lot of if they do that.
Yeah. What do we think, man? Pelicans ain't getting rid of Herb Jones, man.
Pelicans ain't trading Herb Jones, and I'm just like I like Herb Jones, but why are we trading so many first?
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild. And Mitch and Precious. So you're gonna give up your entire front court?
Nah.
That's too much, man.
For Jeremiah Robinson Earl, so Cat's really gonna be exhausted by the time everything's said and through.
Yeah. Yeah, nah,
I'm gonna just keep it 100 because I gotta go.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Do you think?
I'm gonna say it like this. So all of the Knicks fans out there, they can really just focus on the season. Just look at it like this. We are who we are, man.
Yeah.
And that's it. All right.
There it is, man.
We are who we are. And don't start thinking. And don't let nobody start tricking and playing with our brain. We on a good path. We are who we are.
All right, man. Yo, salute to you, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. We'll catch up next week, man.
Stay up. Peace.
Salute, Steph.
Stephon Marbury in the building. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up button for your boys. CP and Alex on the ones and twos. Okay, we're going to get back to this exercise here, though. All right, because the fans submitted it. Steph didn't want to participate in the fantasy trades. That's okay. The Knicks are still going to be looking to make trades at the February trade deadline. So let's see what's going on. Let's see who they potentially might have an eye on or what, let's grade some of these deals here. All right.
Yeah, let the degenerates do this. All
let's
right.
let the degenerates.
We don't need the
we'll put our 2K
all-star
hat on.
Nick legend to do this.
Yeah,
that's for us to do.
We'll put our 2K hat on and get to it. Okay. All right. So that first one was out of the question, man. Get that out of there. All right. Here's another one. Here's one I think is kind of interesting though, Al. This one's kind of interesting. Delano Banton. I said Blanton. That's a whiskey. I'm thinking about drinks, man.
You're ready to take a drink, aren't you?
I am thirsty.
That type of day for you, huh?
Oh yeah, it's been a long day. I am gonna get to something. Yeah. Anyway, Delano Blanton, Toumani Camara. I like this guy, bro. I like this guy, man. This is the type of guy that we were kind of talking about, that like power forward type. In exchange to the Blazers for Jericho Sims, Tyler Kolek, and the Washington protected first. What are you doing there, Al?
Oh, man.
I don't think Banton. I don't really think much of Banton, but I like Camara.
Camara's where it's at. I just don't like to be losing Kolek in this deal. I get it, but it's like the thing is that looking at this trade, I get the need for front court, but I also understand the future thinking of having somebody like Kolek behind Brunson because they're not. I don't think they're looking at campaign as like the solution as the backup point guard for years to come. I just this is tough.
Yeah.
But I'm probably not doing this just because I feel like you could find I feel like there's other ways to find a center rather than giving up your potential backup point guard who's already shown. So not saying he's going to be like the greatest thing on planet Earth, but
he's
need a steady hand.
He's not really center. He's a power forward.
I understand, but you're still looking for. Look, man, if he joins this team, look back up. He's gonna be playing some 5, all right?
Yeah.
If you're joining this team, you get rid of Jericho Sims. If you don't have a Mitchell Robinson, this man's gonna be playing some backup 5.
And now keep in mind, and people in the chat, why are we giving up first for this guy? Remember, it's a protected first round pick from the Washington Wizards. Washington Wizards are the worst team in NBA history.
Yeah, that thing is not going higher.
It's never gonna be a first round pick. It's gonna convert to probably like 2 2s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's gonna end up being like 2 2s. It's not that bad.
I'm not really worried about the pick. I'm actually more so worried about Kolek. Just because I feel like it's harder to find a steady backup point guard.
Yeah.
All right. I'm probably not doing this because I feel like there's other things that we can do look down the line here, and I feel like there's other options to get a center.
A little too rich for your blood. Okay, so Al's out. He's not chopping it up with Mike Schmitz. He's not going to be at the meeting between Gerson Rosas and Mike Schmitz. You're not going to be at the table there for this deal. Okay, that's all right. That's right.
I don't even know how that conversation even goes. So how is it going from ESPN to now running the Trailblazers, man?
What's good with the tank, man? How's the tank? You know, that's what you got to ask, man.
You still trying to keep Chauncey? What's going on over there?
Yeah. Even though, Blazers do have some promising young talent, man. You know, Donovan Clingham is playing good, man. He's playing some good ball out there, man.
Absolutely.
Saw him in Summer League. I was very impressed with him, and he's starting to bring it together. Okay, here's one. Next trade. Salute to everybody in the chat. I see the Rhyme Animal Chuck D in the chat has joined us. Salute to Chuck. The Knicks receive Jonas Valanciunas and Patrick Baldwin Jr. in exchange for the Block Ness monster Mitchell Robinson, the 2025 protected first that belongs to the Wizards, the same one we just talked about, a 2025 second via the Detroit Pistons, a 2026 second, which is, I think it's the worst of Boston or the Wizards, who hold the rights to a swap. Are you doing it or not, Al?
Oof. Probably not doing this one either.
I'm not doing this.
Because I said we need defensive help at the back of 5, not another guy who's a turnstile. No, absolutely not.
I'm not doing that.
Patrick Baldwin.
Yeah. I'm not doing that. And this 2025 Detroit second, is this a true second? It's like a true second, right?
Yes.
Let's look that up. I mean, right now with this Knicks team with no draft picks, if I can get something in this draft that everybody's now hyping, they think it's great. If I can get in early second round with the lack of depth that we have on this bench, and try to see if I can catch a diamond in the rough, I want to keep that pick.
Yeah, I'm not trying to.
I want to keep that pick.
We need picks, man. We can't keep just forfeiting picks. I mean, good lord.
Yeah,
this trade alone is just too rich.
Yeah, not for Valanciunas, man. Too rich for my blood, man. Too rich. Okay. All right, here's the next. What do you guys think in the chat, man? Are you doing this trade or not, man? Valanciunas, Patrick Baldwin Jr. for Mitch, and like 3-4 picks. I'm not doing it. All right, here's the next one. Okay. The Time Lord. We're going back to Portland now. We're going back to Portland. The Time Lord and Chris Murray for Mitch, Sims, the same Washington protected first. We don't got much left. The 2026 second round pick, which is either Boston's or Washington. They hold the rights to the swap, man. Time Lord and Chris Murray, man. Are you doing that?
If a Spider-Man meme were ever real, it would be Robert Williams III and Mitchell Robinson.
Yeah.
Both good centers, both constantly injured.
Played 7 games this season.
Nasty. The only thing that's really intriguing to me is Chris Murray in this whole deal. The question is, like, do I see, if I'm thinking this whole thing out, does Chris Murray get enough time to even make it worthwhile to trade while you still have Pacome Dadier, who it seems like the Knicks are heavily invested in developing? If you have Chris Murray, Pacome, and then you got your 3 wings to begin with. Is he even going to have enough playing time? Is Tibbs even going to invest in somebody like this? I guess, like, I'm on the fence with this one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be upset. That's how I feel about this trade, in all honesty.
Yeah. So, I mean, in reality, you're talking about, like, Mitch Sims and, like, 3 second-round picks for Robert. I mean, I feel like the next step for Robert Williams is retirement. I think Time Lord's out of here, man.
Dude, it's injuries. Constantly injured.
You can't have that nickname anymore either, man. The guy hasn't played in damn near 3 years. You can't. You lose the nickname. There has to be an coming from the nickname commission. There has to be an expiration date before your nickname is just worthless. You can't keep calling the guy the Time Lord. Yeah, the guy's missing a lot of time. Maybe he keeps it.
It's pretty accurate.
It is pretty accurate. You know what? Never mind. Keep it. Because he's cooked, man. He's
the
cooked.
Nickname board of executives. You could keep it.
You could keep it. You could keep that one. That one actually fits. Yeah. I don't. I'm not doing that.
Oh, look, we got KFTV Jalen in the chat. Shout out to you, man.
Why would we give up a healthy and halfway healthy front court for Robert Williams? The guy's played 7 games. Makes no sense.
Like I said, the whole point is that if you really believe in Chris Murray, and if, like, you're looking, like, because I'm looking at, like, what this trade would mean, we would have a plethora of wings, and I don't even see.
I would love that.
Sure, I just don't see Chris Murray getting any burn, and he's like a decent tweener between 3 and 4, but like, I just don't see him getting that much time unless, like, he really popped in. It's like, I don't know. I just find this. That's why I'm like 50-50 about this. I could see it working. I could also see it not working.
Yeah. I hear you, man. You didn't really throw your GM hat on for this, man.
No. How about that?
All right, man. What do you guys think of the chat? Fan submission trades. An exercise in which we are thankful that fans don't make trades. Okay, let's go to the next one. So far, I like one of these. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So let's go to the next one. Okay. Okay, here's one. We're going to the QC. We're going to Charlotte. And we're getting Josh Green and Nick Richards.
Brethren.
Yep. For Mitchell Robinson, Jericho, Matt Ryan, and here we go with the picks again. The 2025 protected first from Washington, a.k.a. 2 2s, whatever it is. 2025 second, another 2. 2026 second via Golden State. 2026 second via Detroit, Milwaukee, Orlando. I guess it's the worst of those 3. And the 2027 second. All right, so we're giving up about 6 second-round picks.
Who is Nick Richards?
To get Nick Richards and Josh Green. For, again, our whole front court and about 6 picks. Payback Carter says, make the call. I Am Gotham says, yes. KG7 Full says, I love it.
I'm actually going with this trade, Michael.
Okay, here we go. We found one he likes, ladies and gentlemen. We found it. There we go. All right, yeah, let's talk about it, man. What are you thinking here?
I like Nick Richards as a backup center for this. I think what he does out in Charlotte is much necessary. I mean, there were legs to that rumor between the Knicks wanting somebody like Nick Richards or Kessler. So it's like I could get behind the Knicks getting somebody like this just because I think if you want some rebounding, a rim protector, like just some stability with that second unit, and even just, you know, what we talked about earlier with Steph, where, you know, you're just showing a little bit of like a big front court. I can get behind this. And Josh Green, I'll take the athleticism.
Yeah.
Erratic, but, you know, I like that he competes.
Yeah. He's a scrapper. I like him. He'd fit in well here. He would fit in well here. I like him.
Yeah, so I like that type of move just because, look, you're not going to be playing Matt Ryan. Jericho Sims seems to be falling out of favor out around here. So, and then Mitchell Robinson injured. You got a healthy center, and you got a guy who's scrappy out on the wing, and it could be a guard. I like it, man. I like that deal. I feel like you're getting 2 guys that could actually contribute in some fashion.
Okay. Al says he likes this one, ladies and gentlemen. What do you guys think, man? Throw your comments in the chat. Let us know what you think there. I do this one.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, I like Green. I would bring Nick Richards in here. I would do this. Yeah. Yeah. You don't know, like Green could be, what you're looking for in McCullers. But yes. No, we don't have any update on McCullers. We don't even know what's going on with him, which is kind of funny, isn't it?
It is. I have no idea what's going on over there.
Yeah. No one has any update on Kevin McCullers Jr. What's his status, man? That's some bounce back from he tore his ACL at Kansas. But yeah, still no timetable on McCullers. So yeah, I think people in the chat say they're doing it. Khalid Pasha, I'm doing this ASAP, he says. Okay, we got a couple of Nas. Why KTV Aaron says no, he's not doing it. Dwayne Vogel, this is the best one.
If you're saying no, is it because of the picks? Why are you saying no? I want to know why.
Says 6 picks for 2 players don't move the needle. Y'all bugging. Well, if you're talking about 2 established rotation players, young players as well, versus 6 second-round question marks who you don't even know is going to make the team or have that type of impact, I do it. You get 2 young rotation players. Hey. The rotation is set after that.
Hey, for all you people saying no because you want to keep those picks could be another Trevor Keels.
Could be. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Was that a Leon pick? Wait.
Who was doing who the favor in that one?
No, wait a second, man. Was that a Leon pick? We can't let him get away with that, man. We can't let him get... When the Rose regime is finished and we get the final report card, we got to talk about Trevor Keels, man.
There's been... Look, man, no front office is perfect.
Yeah.
All right? There's the Fournier. There's the Kemba. The Keels takes the cake. Though.
Oh, my...
That
yeah.
one,
yeah,
we
can't forget about Trevor Keels, man.
No.
We can't forget about that. Yeah, that was a 2022 draft. Leon was here for that. That was Leon's pick.
Who were looking at in that 2022 draft?
Nasty work, right? That's what the kids call it. Nasty work.
That is nasty.
That's
work,
nasty work, man.
That is nasty work. All right, let's keep it a bean.
That was nasty work.
Dude, I remember watching him in Summer League. I was like, are we serious right now?
Trevor Keels, bro. What? Okay, hang on. Was any notable players taken after?
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, CP. Here's the gripe that I do have. All right. Here's the gripe from this draft. Leon, I will not forgive you for this. At number 11, we selected Usman Deng.
Yeah, we did.
And traded him. And you know who was right after that?
Yeah.
Jalen Williams, Santa Clara, the guy who's hooping.
Well. I mean, remember that was part of the cost cutting to get Brunson in here. So that was already in the cards.
Dude, they were trying to trade up to get Ivy. Hold on one second.
Yeah, that was part of it.
So you were okay going up for Ivy to go pair next to Brunson, but we're not okay with getting another wing that's capable of scoring? Look what Jalen Williams doing out in OKC right now. I'm sorry. I can't let that one go, man. Because not only did you not get Jalen Williams, but we then decided to select Trevor Keels. I'm just looking at this draft. With the 42nd pick, the New York Knicks select.
Yeah.
Trevor Keels from Duke.
So looking at who got picked after Keels, Josh Minot. But after that, you didn't really miss out on anything.
Nope.
I don't think any of these guys are even in the playing like that. Outside of Minot. Yeah, so I mean, all right. We won't kill him too much for the Keels pick. We won't kill him too much for the Keels pick. But we got to remember that. I'm still L.
But anyway, getting back to my point.
Yeah.
If we keep one of those second rounders, guys, it could always be another Trevor Keels.
It could be another Trevor Keels. Okay. All right. Here we go. Is this the last one? Okay, we got 2 more to go. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit that thumbs up on the free boys. Support our sponsors at Manscaped. Go to manscaped.com. Use our code KFTV for 20% off plus free shipping. Okay. Oh, we got a 3-team blockbuster here, Al. Get ready for it. All right?
I know it's not a blockbuster when you say blockbuster.
Mitchell Robinson and Pacome Dadier Now that is going to perk up a couple of ears in the chat and maybe start a revolt because Dottier Hive is not having this. Mitchell Robinson, Pacome Dottier, the 2025 protected first from Washington, 2026 second, 2027 second. Precious and Tyler Kolek going to Charlotte, plus 2 more seconds. And the Knicks getting back Denny Avdia and Nick Richards. This is from Reddit user J Mermy, and he should probably have his entire account revoked. Blocked. Block this guy on Reddit. If you guys see this guy on Reddit, man, block him from communicating. This guy's an agent. Wow.
I mean, Denny Avdia is having a decent season now in Portland. Nick Richards is somebody. I mean, this is a crazy trade though.
Crazy.
You're giving this. The thing is about this is that it's one thing to give up Mitchell Robinson because I can get the injury, but now we're giving up all of our front court depth. We're now giving up a wing.
Yeah.
And then we also give up a guard to get back Nick Richards, who fills a need. And then Denny Avdia, which no slight to him, like I said, he's playing well out in Portland, but that's a lot to give up, including all these picks. And I know I just made the Keels joke, but good Lord.
Yeah, nasty work, man. This guy's getting tomatoes, man. If you guys see this guy on Knicks Reddit, send him a couple tomatoes from the good people at KnicksFanTV, man. Nasty. Nasty.
If can you imagine if Shams reported this?
Yeah.
We have a 3-team deal. I think people would just be just as confused as to like what is happening here. Why did this even happen?
Imagine trading somebody in chat trading 4 players for Denny Avdia. Lord. All right, man. Okay, last one. And this is probably one of the most realistic and one that I like, man. Dwop Reith. We're going back to Portland now. Dwop Reith for Sims and a 2026 second round pick. I like him. I do it.
Yeah, I do this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very, at this point, you're not really losing anything at this point. Like, this is no slight to Sims. Sims has just been. Tibbs doesn't even go to him anymore, man. Like, he was such a, relied on player at the beginning of the season, but, the missteps that he took in the last few games, he seems to be out of favor. This is just, I feel like this move is very realistic.
Yeah.
You bring in Reith and you say, hey, let's see what you can do.
Right.
You're just essentially swapping.
Swapping. Tryouts. We're having tryouts here. You know what I'm saying?
That's the right word.
Yeah.
Tryouts.
We are having tryouts here. So there's that, man, with the trades, man. Couple of doozies in there, couple that we would do. And
KFTV Jalen, I can't believe you would trade for Denny Avdia and Nick Richards, man.
Look, I mean, these were fan submissions. However, I mean, I don't think they're like some of these names wise, except for like the Herb Jones and stuff like that. But just thinking of like these type of names, again, Knicks fans don't like when we bring up bargain basement names, but you have to understand that the Knicks are dealing with bargain basement money right now. So, yeah. These are going to be some of your options. You're looking at backups. You're looking at guys who you can score for second-round picks. You have to make sure that you're not going over the second apron. So it's tight. This is a different period now for Leon and his regime. They don't have the war chest anymore that they had in the past. Now you're penny pinching. So we'll have to see what they come up with. But I do think they'll be active. According to Stephon Bondi, New York Post, they have put Sims out there. There are feelers out there for Sims, whatever that's worth. And there it is, man. We move from there, man. Let's close the show with Harrison Dolan. Harrison, how you feeling, man?
Well, KFTV Jalen said, hell nah, to the Denny Avdia comment.
Harrison, what's good, bro?
I'm good. What's good? I can't believe you did fan trades and nobody brought up Mo Bamba.
Oh, right. Nobody brought up Mo Bamba to connect with Cat, man. They're a true homecoming, man.
I mean, the league is not ready for that, but I'm feeling good about the team. I don't think we're in a position where we really need to make a move. If I was there, I think stay afloat until Mitch gets back, and his impact on the floor. Really, any player we're trying to trade for would have the impact on the floor that Mitchell Robinson brings you, because we need his rim protection. That's a huge factor, but just as important is his offensive rebounding ability. Because with this offense, if you start getting second chance points, which we've really not been as good as we were with, just from the eye test, like getting this deadly offense, second chance points is really going to be big. And it's just, I know he's injury prone, but we've fallen to a point where now we're attaching picks to go get Jonas Valanciunas, who would exaggerate the problems with the team. I think Mitch as a player is a great fit, but I understand it's a business. And if we're going to trade him, I like Nick Richards. I think he's a good player. He's more durable. But, we're the 3 seed right now. We're 16-10. In 2021 through 26 games, the Milwaukee Bucks were 16-10. And they had some bad losses. So I think we're doing all right. And whatever Leon tries to do, I'm along for the ride, and I think we're going to be okay.
Okay.
That's just me, though.
All right, no
and
doubt.
Get Taj.
Let's go, man. Shout out to Harrison Dolan on the Discord tapping in with us. And we had a great show, man. Great show. Great session. Shout out to Starberry, man, for dropping the gems. We got our 2K trades on now. Did a little trade grading. Thought this was a productive session, man. Great job, man. Great job.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah.
I actually, as we like to do, we like to kind of riff at the end of these shows. And I just found out some news. We were talking about Skibbity Toilet yesterday.
Yes.
And do you know that it's being made into a TV show, or the thought of the production of a TV show and a full-length feature film? Did you hear about that?
I'm sure. It's highly popular. They might as well capitalize on it, but they won't be getting my support. I'm good, man.
Did you hear who potentially would be directing this?
Didn't they say, what's his name? What's the guy, Nightmare Before Christmas? Tim Burton?
Nope.
Who?
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. Crazy. Yeah.
Hey, man, if you like loud noises, screeching, hey, this is right up the alley.
Overstimulation, babble. But anyway, hey, to each his own, man. No judgment over here, man. Al, ladies and gentlemen, in the chat, the KFTV winter beanies are in stock right now, man. We got them in blue. We got them in black. Someone did ask a question when we did post the picture, because the picture we posted was a little flat, one-dimensional. It is three-dimensional, embroidered KFTV logo. This is actually last year's or 2 years ago version. This is an old version I'm wearing, because I didn't even get the new joints in yet. But we are going with the 3D joints, just like with the snaps. We've updated the snaps with 3D embroidery as well on the KFTV logo. So we're giving the people a little bit more pop, a little bit more bang for their buck. But anyway, the beanies are in store now. And as I said yesterday, if you make a purchase on shop.KnicksFanTV.com between now and Christmas, you will be entered into a drawing for 2 tickets to a future Knick game not you choosing, but a future Knick game. A future Knick game. We'll put that out there for now. Yeah, make a purchase between now. One purchase, shop.KnicksFanTV.com. We'll be giving away 2 tickets to a Knick game of the future. So shout out to Tyler Delp, James Blank, Jalen. Shout out to Jamal Ali, Noah Rini, Timothy Carper, Trevor Frun, Kyle Lewis, Andre Davis. Number of people, man, I've already purchased. And salute to you guys, man. Yeah. What else we got here? Mike Vorkanoff of The Athletic coming through tomorrow. So, yeah, man, we keeping it rocking, man. We keeping it rocking. And then we'll have Timberwolves Game of the Week preview at some point. Knicks playing the Timberwolves and the Pelicans this week, Al.
Timberwolves and the Pelicans. Timberwolves on Thursday.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's going to be a lot of emotions for that game, man.
Yeah.
A lot of emotions. I'm very interested. I mean, we had that whole rift between Dante and Rick Brunson, so I wonder how that's all going to unfold. That's going to be some interesting stuff. We get Randall for the first time.
Randall,
the Knicks.
Yeah,
this is going to be interesting. You know, Cat going back home.
Cat going back home, man. It's going to be good, man. I'm going 2-0 in the week, though. I'm going 2-0, man.
For a second, I thought you said 0-2. I was like,
wow.
Nah,
I'm going 2-0. I think this Knicks team is going to start going on a little run here.
2-0.
I feel like a little run is on the way. Extra rest. You know, they're going to be watching NBA Cup tomorrow. They're going to get motivated. Motivated. Yeah, man. What else? Taylor Rooks, man. Taylor Rooks got the Amazon job. Congratulations, Taylor
Look at
Rooks,
that.
man. She's going to be running the Amazon NBA coverage. Good for her. Good for her. A couple of news that came down the pipeline today.
They're all getting ready for that new deal to kick in, man. New TV rights deal.
JC got the NBC job. Congratulations, Jamal Crawford. That's all, guys.
Much deserved. Much deserved.
Friend of the program. For sure, man. Shout out to the KFTV Enforcer. Shout out KFTV Ty in the building, man. Happy holidays to you, Ty, man. Salute to you, man. Randy Johnson, salute. K. Marco, salute. Okay. All right, man. We out of here, Al. Great show. Remember that the show's available in audio podcast format. No reason to miss it. Like, share, subscribe, support the wave. And we out of here, man. Peace.